This day 417 the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you like to sponsor upcoming shir or more the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. I very greatly appreciate it. Today we are doing Siman Reish Pei Beis, Seif Zion, the Siman Reish Pei Beis, Seif Yud Beis. Zion, Vafilu Misha Sebed Yontav Ein Lo Seif. Even though it's only Yontav Shnat add a real Sabbath, Shachab Shabbos Mut Lo Seif, it comes on Shabbos, you're allowed to add. Yom Kippurim Shachab Shabbos, also Yom Kippur comes on Shabbos, you're allowed to add Olim as well. Yesh Makbid, Makadim Shlo Lo Seif Yom Kippurim, those who are meticulous not to add Yom Kippur. עד שחב even compose Shabbos Nation Losheh Parshas Mechubani Lemid Kapara, because the places where the aliyahs fall out are specifically coordinated or designed to coincide with the word kapara and kapara avonos. So it's best not to change that. Abba Mana said, what should we do? Says the Arukh HaShulchan. They won't listen to us. But when people say they have to add aliyah, they tell remes about abatim or simalos the Torah because of the complaints of abatim want to get aliyah Yom Kippur. But Dover says there's no specific prohibition to add aliyah Yom Kippur. It's not worth making a fight over this and chosidam and protesting against them. Because Rabbi Yosef Yosef Sif Beis. Mutter goes olim arbei allowed to call many olim apishkor zeh. Even though they are duplicating what they're reading. Because they're make a bracha over again. End quote. Because as Rabbi Ramah says that, no, some people forbid this. And that's the custom in these countries not to repeat material which has been read, except on for extermination of Gular Post-Bakrim, when there's specific meaning that many people who read Nagim because we repeat the same parshas, same aliyahs over and over again. The Mishnah Berurah says that some people read for the Tochacha 3 psukim beforehand in order to start with something good, even though the Shlishi already read those 3 psukim. I never saw that done, but evidently the Mishnah Berurah says it's not a problem. Obviously the Ramah, but the Evid would also be lenient in such cases. Back to Arukh HaShulchan. Even though it was a wedding or the many chumim, custom is not to repeat material. Some people in case of a chasna. But it's best to refrain from this. Because the truth is the evidence of those who forbid this practice are clear cut. Where Mesilas Tainus received did not permit you to skip backwards. Those printed only printed when there is no option. Mordechai saw Megillah heavy Shabbat Ephraim. Yotze b'choli abmi beis haknes mitnei zeh. Ayin Shav. Mordechai brings down that Rabbeinu Ephraim left shul in a huff and a puff because of this when this was done. Back brackets for Rachik says so it's best. And this is what's over this repetition. The Zohar Pasha, and this will clear that. People even those who permit this, ain't somebody mispar Shiva Kuim. These cannot be counted in the 7 aliyahs. But they're repeating an aliyah. Mishnah Berurah says if you add at least 2 psukim on that which the other person read, but the Evid, you can count them as one of the 7. Back to Arukh HaShulchan, there's still the brackets. My Gemara here for the one it seems that Ikar Chashivas, the main segments who Ola Shlishi is the 3rd aliyah, which is actually normally the case by Misnagdim, Misach Ashraz. And Mizar Pasha Shlachta Pchusam down based on where the Shishi Adif. Seems that Shishi is better. It's Chaim Shara is so pretty. It does do you side because 6 is the lead of the side of Yisrael, obviously. And Shamadukin, that is meaning by Chasidim and those Sfar that Shishi is superior. That he don't say that. I was adding that thing about the Yiddim Ashkenaz. It's far and Chasidim is not. Test. Hakol Le'Mi Shiva. Everybody counts with the 7 aliyahs. I feel Isha, even theoretically a woman. I feel Kotan, even a child. Hadam Ben Barkin. If he knows that his bracha is to Hashem, Sheyesh B'Ktzas Das Lavin, that he has enough understanding, enough wisdom to know, to understand, Shah bracha Hashem is whether he's blessing God. Chacham said a woman should not read in public, which we interpret to mean getting aliyah because of the honor of the congregation. Meaning shiba. And even according to the strict law of the law, they can only join up to make 7. But you can't have all 7 women or children. But to lane actually, not just aliyah, any Arukh HaShulchan he cannot do until he has 2 hairs, which make him a true girdle. Mishabur says if there's nobody else to lane and nobody will lane on that account, the being girdle is unsure. Perhaps he's being lenient in that manner, even if he hasn't yet had 2 hairs. And this Dvar Chaim also is lenient and b'shas adchak. Also, that from the time he's 10 years old, he has a chazaka that he already has 2 hairs, which works for most parshas except perhaps parshas Zohar. Back to Shulchan, Eina Katan Aluminium Shiva. The cotton can only work on Shabbos for the 7 aliyahs, Shlosha, not for the 3 aliyahs, B'Shneim Chamishi B'Shabbos, Mincha, Monday, Thursday, and Shabbos Simcha. The Eina move on my ben Zeh. What's the difference, however? Achlimash is barred lo aliyahs kiyah, the lo hakoliyahs yochel katan alos, but according to that, which we will explain, that a cotton cannot get any aliyah. As a Shabbat, it's going to work out well. Because when they wrote, I feel Kohen, even a minor who's a Kohen, ain't some Kohen Gadol. If there's no Kohen who's Kohen is adult, Yochel Aros, he can take the Aliyah. However, She'ain Lady Shikra, Kohen Kodesh Nepomei, Bada Ein Lachem. But when there is no lady, that a Kohen who's a minor should take both Aliyahs, that is still not appropriate. The Yoshim Shpach make Sholi Kohen Kotan. For those who are not sure, perhaps it's better not to call up a Kohen who's a Kotan. In ancient Kohen, the Allah Shav Kiddush Tokas, some Makach Makriv, and that could possibly say the Kiddashto used to sanctify him, which is we give a Kohen first, because he said he's a sacrifice, because not enough to sacrifice. Sorry about that. Shari Apostle Akraba, because he's not allowed to, Kohen who's Kotan can't bring a Korban. So how is Vikidashta relevant to a Kohen Kotan who's a Kotan? It's a Raya, says it's not evidence. Actually, he's going to be able to serve. And besides that, even when he's a Kohen, he can still eat Korbanos. And also, Dan Kohen Baal Mumul Rishon. Also, Kohen who has a Mum can't serve ever gets a first aliyah. After Apostle Korban, no, he can't sacrifice Korbanos. Yud. The dad, the Mediva, at Pietz Chaim Shah Mevor. The Pietz Chaim, the Kisvei Arizal, it's clear. The Zeshim Rucham, I call only on Sheba, that which I'm going to say, everybody can be from the Sheba Olim, Zel Bashvi Bilvad. It's only the 7th aliyah. Because of that time, they should kind of be my Mechula Mancham. And Arizal writes, because or Kisvei Arizal writes, is because it's the least significant of them all. Alright, Chum. Rash Kosa B'Shem B'Yatam, Olim in Sheba. ורק למפתיע ששני סיבתות אין קורא בשני על האחד אין לו קוטן לעלות. Rabbeinu Tam says he can be anyone's 7 aliyos, but when it's a maftir, when there's 2 Sefer Torah, when we only read in the 2nd Sefer Torah 1 aliyah, that a cotton should not get, because they only have a cotton raining from that Sefer Torah. Used to be Shekasa Bishmo, and I saw somebody wrote the name of Rabbeinu Tam. The Min Shiva ain't a Rav Raka Maftir. He can't be anyone who said he only get Maftir. But to me, he said, I'm astounded. He says, that's among Abram. And Rosh was astounded at this. He said, Rivash writes, times of Kosar Amani, which came up in the time, the Yom Sheyesh Nei Smokim, when there are 2 Sibatos, Maftir Kor B'Mashu Choyvel when the Maftir reads that which is the obligation of the day, the carbon of the day, and with the above cotton cannot remain that. I've got to come to cotton only in Shiba. Cotton can count for the 7. It sounds like that which is obligatory for that day. You can only have 1 person laying. When you only have 1 person laying that from that same Torah, it must be an adult. The cotton can be 1 of the 7 when the others of the 7 are adults. And it's like we said that you can't be 1 of the Shiva, not for that maftir in the 2nd sefer. Kaf says that some of the cotton is reading in Ravi, Psukim, you shouldn't read less than 20 Psukim. Mashma the Rak the Maftir, I couldn't let sense the cotton only get Maftir. But it's not the case. The common Kosav later on the Kaf writes. Cotton ain't eliminating Shloisha can't be 1 of 3, Monday, Thursday, and Shabbos at noon. Avaminian Shiva Oleh HaKadosh be 1 of the 7. Tzorech L'Maniah HaKadosh, quote, Tzorech I have to say, the Sesh Kosav, we call them, as we wrote before about the cotton getting maftir, shouldn't definitely call cotton maftir, because the derech is there cotton to get maftir. The Chemin again at all, not to make today. She ain't a cotton all the mafia. Cotton only gets mafia. Mikadir Loina Lachem at Poskim Sheinas a cotton mi alos min Shiba. We haven't seen any of the poskim who disallow a cotton from going one of the sevens. Who has Ariza except for Ari. The period's Chaim Shloi Tirak Shvi. Kosh Kusam. You're allowed to get the seventh aliyah as we stated. But not mean Shloisha, but according to the number 3, come on that poskim for the day. So poskim can't be one of the 3. Commercial sign as he wrote, Ubaga Kenu, and this is the case. Gabber Rosh Chodesh, also Shkosh Yotim Kippurim. Can't be one of those numbers of aliyahs which are less than 7. Rak Shabbos Yeshiva only on the Shabbos in the 7. Oh yeah, can be one of the 7. Ariza Rak Shvina according to Ariza only as the 7. Can Shemafti be Sefer Torah Shnia, so when they be Mafti in the second Sefer Torah, and the content cannot be in the second Sefer Torah. Kamash Kosai Mishem Ribosh, as the Ribosh writes. Shalom Gil Isa, the Evan Olamim and Shiva says that Evan can be one of the 7 in the Yerushalmi. And Shal Kosar Ben Ramad, the Dino Klish is like a woman. Klomar, meaning Shal Chatchil, Lamine Kabbalah Tzibur. It's preferable that's get Aliyah because the honor of the congregation. Even when we saw that his mother is Jewish, Mutar was Chatchila. Then he can get Aliyah even Chatchila, even preferentially. He's so more. Obviously, he's a complete Yisrael. The Horech HaCharimo, because he could follow his mother. Oh, because I didn't try to Mamzer would tell us to say between Mamzer also got Aliyah, but also it's called Rosh Megula period. But also because Rosh Megula, you're not allowed to read the Torah with an uncovered head. Klomayim Lo B'Kisu Gomor, and not with a complete covering. But I feel there's a cow. It's not enough to have a light covering like yarmulke. Come over tefillah, it's like that. It's like okov. I need either a hat or talis for rosh or talis in head. Which I've seen I'll see above and chum. Okov said also it's the ain easily called am arts nechbad v'shir b'gadol hador livnei talmid chacham. It's not a prohibition to call up an am arts who is honored and rich and great in the generation before talmid chacham. Can't explain talmid chacham. It's not. Besides I'm calling to get away with a cover of Torah, she's kabbalah and Russian Gedolim. On the contrary, it's an honor for the Sefer Torah that it's being honored by Chashuv people. It's pretty amazing. Let's cut to the chase. It's only when it's absolutely necessary, and we're compelled to this. He explained already the order of Elias. The bracket says the same about Abram, according to what the Arukh HaShulchan works out properly. I don't know what he's referring to. Yalf. V'da, Yishma, V'im Tzam Sechel Sefer, it says in Sechel Sefer, Shenashim Chayelos, and Yishma Kriyas Sefer Kanashim, women have to reign like men. Chulei, V'chein Adin Hu L'Targim, Amr Nashim Tinokos. I'm sorry, Min Adin Hu L'Targim, the Amr Nashim, the halacha, strictly speaking, is to translate the Torah. For the masses, for women, tinokos, and children, Kol Seder Menavi Shabbos, the entire Sedre, and the entire Navi on the Shabbos, Achar Kriyas HaTorah after raining. Kind of a show, end quote from the Sechel Sefer. Nearly he says, Lav Chiyuv Gomer, the Arukh says, Tim's statement, it's not Chiyuv Gomer, it's not an absolute obligation. Doing tinokos, but it's like children. She B'tura Mi Talmud Torah because she's exempt from learning. The English years my grandma is said for them was no mitzvah say she's my grandma more than learning. Mashisha Lamini and Shiva, and which women counts for 7 for our custom places. The Algamashim Baruch so mitzvah say she's my grandma. Just like make a bracha, mitzvah say she's my grandma, mitzvah say which are time contingent. Or the marriage on a Mishnah said, but the Mishnah you call them a bracha, and the one people that are listening and say make a bracha. But the Baruch say Ena Mishum Talmud Torah. Most of these brachas don't have to do with Talmud Torah per se, but rather to cover that Torah. I'm sure. It's not allowed this mitzvah hakel should teach the Torah where the Torah command hakel sa'am anashim adat take bring together men, women, and children. This is a mitzvah that's unique mitzvah. Pam achas sheva shot, pam sheva shayim. Once every 7 years. Shalyad mahal melch ba'atzon the king himself. Korei the Sefer Mishnah read the Sefer Dvarim. Shedvi kivushim, which are words which bring a person to do the right thing. Avol shenomai shemuchaves chol Shabbos kriyas Torah, but to say that they obligate every Shabbos do to the Kriyas HaTorah, but I who listen to me is astonishing to say. Astonishing thing to say. The Ma'asim B'chol Yom Yochichu and our common practice of women do not see themselves obligated to learn should be make this clear. But Rav Yisrael Mishlomo said they don't have an opportunity to learn. Second Psalm Omer Avdech HaMusar. But the second Psalm is saying a Musar idea. It was mentioned in the when the time when they used to translate, Shenachal Tailim name, it's appropriate to translate also in front of the women, and goes and in front of the children, Vashrish Beliban Yaz Hashem Avasi Yisbarach, to embed in their hearts the awe and love of Hashem. Back he says, I am going to come to it seems clear to me, as we wrote, do make Tinokas like children, but it's not a true obligation. Take a Saba Prisha, and the Prisha writes the same thing. Which that's the name of Abraham, that there are women who actually have a man that were me during Kriya Sitara. Okay, I'm not sure where that comes from. The base, I mean, a bunch of Shnei Sedges, the watch, I mean, when two Sedges are connected, Korea and V, so Parsha Rishonah. The V reads the end of the first Parsha with Tchilas Shnei in the beginning of the second Parsha. The Shashiv couldn't do Shomish Shnei Parasira, so that the 7 these should be evenly distributed between the two Parshas. The Vush calls out, and the Vush writes, the Malcolm Shemosif and Hashiva Kurim place the add on the 7 Aliyahs, ain't those Bezeh, the Kati Yavashtir Yosef Rishona. There's no advantage to this because there'll still be more in the second one than the first one. And Mosifim go Shlosha, unless they like 3 will be Yacharas or Kurim, and if it's 10, they can even distribute it. Equal Chamisha Rishona, Chamisha Rishona, 5 first, 5 the second. Ansha. Then a minute to Vara Difa and Shiva Kurim, the minute is not like him because the primary crew Aliyah for 7. So those ones will not be evenly distributed. I'm astonished at him, at the Levush, says the Arukh HaShulchan. So you have to say this. Located, if not, already told me, Yesh Martin, there always a Martin, Nikra Abba Rishon Abba Shnei. So that's if it's before the first and for the second. You might say, well, the Martin is not repeating what the Achron read. When they're connected, when then they come out with one of the 4 Parshias. V'im goes out V'im Mechabam, and nevertheless the V unites them, even though they're a so then what? So I guess we should change that because we should be able to do so therefore we don't count him. Right. Including when they're mechubar and they're 4 parshias, I guess it's written. It's not really the same Sefer Torah. I'm not sure he wants it this. Yeshua said the Kamish I'm not declaring Malakam Acher. Yeah, you know I'm in a cheshbon. Right? Obviously, it seems like I'm not sure what his hammy was. Come Memes who came, take him a Shiva Kroim. Nevertheless, the truth is that the 7 first Krim are the main ones. Can Igan that's primary halacha. The Ikan Shiva Kroim, but Ati Shapim Mishon Aminah works out well. Bracket says I'm going to Kodesh Kosev Shnogulim Kol Shishi Bifnei Atzma. Shishi sold on its own. We have no knowledge of Shminik. What does mean that's Shminik, but I'm not sure what it means. Nowadays in the Saudis, they sold all the Aliyahs independently.